Hey folks, this is Keith Gribbins with Compact Equipment Magazine. I hope everybody out there is staying healthy, safe, and productive. This is another chapter in our video series called Compact Equipment Conversations, where a lot of us are social distancing in a big way on the job site or working remotely still, but we're still finding ways to connect. To talk about all the new technologies and machines in the equipment sector. My guest today is Buck Storley, skid steer and track loader product manager and 25-year vet with ASP, a great equipment brand. Today we'll be talking about how to select a compact track loader. Buck, thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Keith. Yeah, I think you've already introduced me, and yeah, looking forward to having a chat.
The ASP brand has a rich equipment history that dates back to the 1980s. In 1990, the brand launched its first construction machine, the PosiTrack rubber track loader, which was the first compact track loader in the American marketplace. Track loaders are all about undercarriages, and since the beginning, ASP has engineered arguably one of the most comfortable and durable suspension systems on track loader undercarriages in the marketplace, torsion axle style suspensions. I actually got the opportunity to tour ASP's manufacturing plant in Grand Rapids, Minnesota last year, and I was lucky enough to operate a variety of its units in the mud at its nearby test facility. They definitely lived up to the hype. Over the last couple of years, ASV has once again reinvented the track loader market, creating some of the smallest units in the industry. The RT50, RT40, and RT25 let operators do more in more places thanks to ultra-low ground pressures, the ability to be towed behind a half-ton pickup truck, and compact statures that allow these machines to fit into tight areas. Buck, maybe we can start off with the first big steps when looking at a compact track loader. Let's say a professional is looking to purchase a new machine. What things should they be considering? Application, attachments, vertical versus radial. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, you've hit the high points there. All of those are important, and you want to be thinking about what size of loader do I need? What height am I going to be loading into? What kind of power and what kind of lift capacity do I have to have? And then start looking at the differences in compact track loaders and maybe making your way into things like cooling capacity, ground clearance, track sizes. What width track do I require? What kind of ground pressure do I require? I think about loader width, loader weight, trailer capabilities. So all those things are going to play a little bit into the decision making process.
Now, track loaders have been outselling skid steers for a few years now. Why is that? Why are folks turning to more tracked units than wheeled units these days?
Sure, yeah. Well, I mean, I think that boils all the way back to why we started pioneering the track loader back in 1990. Track loaders just have so much more capability in soft ground conditions, wet terrains. Those are some of the areas we looked at way back in the day, right? Farmers needing new solutions to be able to go more places in the barnyard and in the wet terrains. And then all of a sudden we realized, hey, in construction, these things work pretty well too. The extended track base, making the machine handle more smoothly, be able to cut grade better. All of a sudden tracks take away all that skid steer tire bounce. And then we combine that with the ASV suspended undercarriage and the suspension, putting that smooth ride back in. So you just think about all the things tracks can do and how it, we can work more days, more places, level the ground better. So there's so many advantages over skid steers. And then, you get back to, well, the only disadvantages may be upfront purchase price. Tracks typically cost a little more than wheels, but more and more operators are seeing, wow, that small gap in purchase price is pretty quickly made up in the more jobs I can bid, the more days I can work, and the more money I can make in the end. So,
vegetation management has become one of those popular applications for compact track loaders. ASP even offers a dedicated forestry track loader. Maybe you can explain why these units are good for forestry vegetation management. They're affordable options for pros looking to get into brush cutting and lot clearing. What advice would you give a contractor in building one of these units as well?
Sure. Yeah. Well, you kind of threw me a softball there. Our, forestry market is something we really do well in. We take a lot of pride in, and we really specialize some of our compact track loaders in that. So, people are turning to compact track loaders more and more in the forestry industry because they're versatile, right? Small, easy to transport, and they can do fairly big machine work. So when you're thinning and you're going, from job to job doing smaller acreage, they tend to be a really good choice. And then they also expand your capabilities. You can, throw on a grapple, throw on a set of forks, throw on a bucket, do other cleanup work as well. So, that's really why they're turning to it. And then, do they turn to, why would they turn to ASV, or why would they choose a specific compact track loader? In our RT120 model specifically, that is a dedicated forestry model for us. So still having the universal quick attach, so being able to do track loader work, but having full brush package, a cooling package that's designed to run those heads at all the way up to 118 degrees Fahrenheit all day long. The 15 inches of ground clearance, allowing you to get in the woods and do that work in, the uneven terrain, the logs, the stumps, and all those things. And then, putting up to 20-inch tracks on them with multiple guiding surfaces. So the wide track giving you good flotation in the woods, and then 4 guiding surfaces to really prevent derailments. And, we're even able to offer track derailment guarantees on those, or anti-derailment guarantees on those. And then for ASV, I guess the other one I think about is the RT75 HD, which is kind of the baby brother to that RT120, having some of those same specialized, guarding packages, operator protection packages, and ground clearance capabilities, all those things, but in a little lighter or smaller horsepower package, if you're looking for more of an entry level price. So.
Now, those forestry vegetation management units are usually pretty big, but as I mentioned earlier, ASV is still pushing the boundaries of small compact equipment. Over the last few years, the brand has released maybe the best lineup of small sit-in track loaders on the market, which includes the RT25, the smallest model around. Buck, what opportunities does ASV see in these small machines? What advantages do they bring?
Yeah, well, we've been seeing a lot of success there, I guess, with the landscaper or the smaller guy. Maybe he's making a transition from a stand-on loader into a compact track loader. Seeing benefits there in just being able to sit down, obviously, is more comfortable, and then having the ROPS and FOPS cage around you, can offer you a more consistent environment and a little safer environment from things that are surrounding. So that's a big one. And then I would say, the other big one being kind of what we might call the weekend warrior market or the rental market, where guys want to go in and get a machine. You can go into your backyard, not do a lot of damage, and they're easy to transport. I can go in with my wife's SUV, for that matter, and hook up the trailer and tow the thing home. So these small machines are finding a lot of traction in those markets.
Speaking of the rental market, these small track loaders seem ideal for it, like you mentioned. I know we tackled how to pick a unit question first, but maybe you can offer some rental tips as well.
So yeah, I mean, when you're going to rent, I guess again you got to think about what kind of job are you going to need to do, how big a machine do you have, and what are you pulling it home with. So a lot of times the job that we're doing is maybe between or in the backyard. We got to get between houses. We got into small spaces. So width you've got to work with, weight you've got to work with, and kind of what the overall job is, I guess, helps you determine, what you need to go rent. And then, then it's just a matter of choosing a place that has it, I suppose.
Good insights, Buck. Thank you. ASV has one of the richest histories in the track loader market, and in my opinion, some of the best products. Maybe you could pick an ASV product that has you excited these days.
Yeah, good question. I suppose the biggest one right now I keep thinking about is our new RT50, having just released that machine this year. I'm really excited about it because it kind of fits into that small family we were just talking about, the 25 and 40, but has big track system under it. We went up to our 15-inch track, up to 50 horsepower, and the little machine, I just get excited about it because it's small, but it really feels like a workhorse. When you get in it, it just feels right. Like sometimes you get horsepower to weight ratios that really just work together. And this machine, it's a lot of that way. When I sit down in it, it feels a little bit like I'm in just a shrunk down RT120. So good little loader for us, one we're really excited about.
Awesome. Great info, Buck. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to Compact Equipment.
Thanks, Keith. Glad to be with you.
CE readers, you can visit www.compactequip.com for more info on the latest track loaders and ASV. Thanks for tuning in, and be safe out there. Bye for now.